So last week, y'all completed a dungeon, basically. Um, Found some really cool object. Found a uh, portal that y'all jumped through and met a dragon, which y'all subsequently rode on back to the castle. Uh, Got back and through intense, I would say, questioning life. The fact that no one seemed to uh, even acknowledge the fact that there was a dragon, in the castle. Uh,
That was a long day for everyone. We had two atheists in the party who were just like, what the fuck?
I mean, I would say skeptics is a better term.
Fair enough.
But nonetheless, still just as horrifying.
It was terrifying, terrible,
then
harrowing. All of the words for that.
then after a few minutes of just conversating and figuring out what was going on, the other dragon priest entered the throne room, and then y'all made another harrowing discovery that y'all have known the dragons all along, as the copper dragon then reverted back to his human form as the dragon priest.
Yeah, we're running a cult right now, let's be honest. Like, they're just secretly running a cult. And, like, lizards are the government. Fire breathing lizards, but lizards nonetheless.
Holy shit, you're right.
Oh my god.
That took a second to click.
I just realized that too.
I am right. You all are just jealous I'm right. I was right about the doors. I just want to point out.
Hey, that was like foreshadowing.
Yeah, good foreshadowing, by the way, but I was right. Everybody laughed at me and was like, you and your doors. But no.
And
So from what I remember, we were let go to rest.
right. Yeah, y'all had talked. They talked about trying to figure out what the hell Aaron was doing. Like, what was his plan for this star medal? What was he doing what was his been doing at the temple? And just there was just a whole lot of questions with not really very many answers. They talked about maybe checking out the other temples to find out maybe that y'all could come up with some kind of answer or whatever. But they said y'all definitely had just gotten back, take a few days and rest and whatnot and recuperate, and so y'all have got a few days of downtime that y'all can take and do what you do.
Okay.
I would say, like the next day after we get a rest, there would be a form of call together to make introductions with Helena, because we were told to see if she'd be willing to join us on an adventure.
Basically, the king taxed her with going with y'all as kind of a official records keeper and possibly another hand, since y'all had dealt with the loss of a couple of compatriots during this journey.
So, Elena, What made you interesting in adventuring? And what skills do you have to bring to the table?
Oh, that outrageous days. Oh, this hurts. Hold on. Alright. I'm trying. I can't have my leg bent down though. This is harder than I thought it would be. Okay. What was the question again? Sorry.
What skills do you have to bring to the table? And, like, what made you interesting in adventuring?
Oh, well, I've always loved reading when I was a child, and I know a lot about a lot of things. I read almost every book in the library. I have a lot of knowledge that I can give. And adventuring, I just kind of want to see what's all out there.
That'll be useful because, to be honest, me and Doc are kind of clueless, so.
I have picked my profession very carefully, and doing so required me to throw aside all other possible professions.
I said what I said.
He said what I said.
I said what
I,
I
s-
said.
I said it more elegantly, I'll have you know.
You did.
But she
you
makes a
did.
good point.
I said it more plainly and easy to understand.
In terms of other areas of knowledge, I am severely lacking, but it's more of a practical sense that I excel. Getting out to see what's outside the city, I can vouch for that. I was not aware at all what lies outside these walls, and within the past 2 weeks, everything's changing and moving so fast. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If we ever take a detour to Farenross, that will certainly satiate certain taste for adventure. There's a large floating city, just as if a mountain was just ripped up and held aloft by nothing. It's quite honestly, I don't understand it myself, but I witnessed it.
Add that to my list of places to go then.
Which, of course, you would know about it, Helena, being
Yeah.
would definitely be something you would be privy to.
Yeah.
I would say, though, that among all the wonders that we've seen out there, does not come without risk. More risk than I've ever even considered in my life. We've come very close to loss of limb, loss of life on more than one occasion. It's not quite similar to a book heavy environment. Are you sure you're up for that?
Yeah, I can handle it.
We've had some people leave before. You're not planning on leaving when things get rough, are you? I mean,
No.
I guess.
I don't plan on leaving. Unless I'm being told to leave.
Well, we're currently hooked up to a contract with the king right now. It's fairly forthcoming, I would say, but we have yet to understand what his plan is moving forward. Heard there's other temples and whatnot, but the amount of time and travel that should take would be worthwhile to prepare ourselves more. Me personally, I'm trying to consider possible solutions to some of the problems we faced in the past. Well, I've been spending way too much time outside the walls. I'm Dr. Hestus. I don't believe we've ever had introductions. We just got straight to business.
We really did.
It's just job, profession. Are you sure? like, I run the elder clinic down over near the blacksmith area.
I guess I didn't introduce myself either. I'm Marlo, aka June. I was a caravan guard, but now I'm with this guy, and I guess Logan.
He's a bit distracted right now.
He, yeah,
I would say
he,
he probably hadn't. I mean, he's probably sleeping in.
Mhm.
or he could be doing the research for me.
Or that.
Task
that's
out the NPCs.
Yeah, there you go. He could be doing
Go
that.
Farmville on his ass.
Yeah, he's gonna find the dude, and then I'm gonna kill the dude, and it's gonna be all roses.
I don't know how good that would go over.
Right now, probably not great. We're so baby level.
Comes back with the ring. Yeah, I took care of that guy for you.
Dude would be so ticked off.
It's like, wait, what? Bert, you asshole! That one was ours.
That was my kill. That was my vengeance. Now who am I supposed to get vengeance on? My whole reason for living.
Oh shit!
I swear, if one of like the royal people ends up being the guy with the ring, or like a dragon or something.
The
Oh,
ring's
yeah,
a dragon.
That would go over well.
Yeah, right? Jude would be like, well, I guess I'm dying for this cause. Or maybe we just have to be cunning, which is not June at all. Anywho, how do you guys think we should prepare? I think we should maybe check out if there's any new weapons at the smith, or
Right. I've got this cave fisher shell. I was reading in a journal that it makes for good tools and possibly weapons and armor. But that's outside my expertise. Maybe we could bring it to the blacksmith, see what he says. Are you fitted with your own weapons, Helena? What do you prefer?
I have my own longbow that I can bring. I have my own armor and everything. They're just kind of dusty.
Okay. That they were used at some point, but it's been a while.
Yes.
How long ago was that?
The longbow. I normally hunt when I don't have things. When like I have any free time or anything, or I go out and research. So it's been a couple of weeks since I've used the longbow. The armor, I think it's been a little bit longer. Haven't gotten into any fights recently.
Right, but there has been experience. So I was also thinking, possibly Malai seems pretty busy, but if there was somebody that would know about nearby, rumors or legends or information of ways to get good materials that would be useful for us,
right.
might be good. Blacksmith might also be on the up and up about that as well, if he's keeping tabs on valuable minerals or whatnot for different
True. I should
creations.
probably also get a weapon, because it turns out I am an idiot, and you can use flurry of blows and unarmed strike if you're using a regular weapon for your first action. So I could be doing like a whole 2 more damage per turn.
Oh yeah, monk weapons.
Yeah. So
Well,
I need.
I don't blame you one bit, because that's actually a new rule. It's an optional rule. But we are using optional rules, so it is a thing.
Is it a thing, DM?
Yeah, you definitely can use. You've got proficiencies in short swords and simple weapons, so anything with a simple weapon tag.
So I think we talked about at the very beginning of the campaign, we were using optional class features.
Mm-hmm.
Monks get a shit ton, actually.
They do. They do.
So yeah, when you can touch a weapon, any weapon, focus your key onto it, and it becomes a monk weapon. Except it can't be heavy or special.
Right. I was thinking, do you think they'd have like something to put on your fingers so that you can punch harder and it hurts more, like a kind of knuckles thing?
I've possibly heard of a tale of maybe. I know that I've seen quite a few broken jaws from people that wore several silver rings on their finger when they got into the bar fight. But other than that, I wouldn't say that. Wouldn't
God,
sound outside the realm of possibility. Maybe we look into getting a bunch of heavy iron rings, just like 20 of them. Just have to take them all off it all over and over again.
no, but what if we connected those rings, like, made it something sturdy, like almost a weapon?
Yeah, like a gauntlet or something. Yeah.
Yeah, a gauntlet would be perfect. Maybe something. Maybe I could commission something from the blacksmith. I mean, I have all this gold that we haven't used.
Yeah, we did get sort of caught up in the festivities. I guess we did successfully complete our last task of clearing out the pyramid or
Do
the
we get anything?
temple. I don't know if reward was discussed, but I didn't. It didn't seem to be brought up. But they were very, very worried. It seemed. I wasn't really quite sure the reasoning for it, but everybody in that room had a look of fright and concern.
Well, from what I've heard, douchebag is pretty bad. Like, I don't know.
Very
For someone
true.
like Pearl to be afraid of him, though, I think
Did
we
you
stand it.
notice her? Did you notice her ears? Or Lauren's ears,
Oh, Lawrence. No.
right?
Mm-hmm. Lauren.
Is this like
Check my note. Yep. They
is this like a weird thing you're into, or
well, I would say that it looked to be probably something severe if it's happened by nature. They were sharpened to a point, almost as if they had been glued for many months and left to sit until the bones in there reshaped. It was very bizarre.
it's very specific that you would know how that would work out.
Hmm,
You haven't tried it, have you?
I like to keep those sort of permanent modifications to a minimum. It tends to have problems down the line, but people have tried. I've never seen it, but I've heard stories from my father. But they didn't seem sickly. It was odd, but not the oddest thing I've seen in the past day.
You think it's magic?
I I suppose anything can fall in that category at this point.
I know.
You work in the castle more, Helena. Do you know if anybody's commented on her appearance?
Actually, 1 second.
Or are you gonna get a whisper?
Hmm?
I don't know.
Is it gonna get a whisper?
Yes.
So, um, a while back, Pearl and Lauren left the castle because there was a meeting, a council meeting, and several of the towns within the kingdom uh, come to the and said that they each one had issues to discuss with the king, but the biggest one was Ashburn, and they had some kind of creature that was like attacking the settlement, and people were disappearing. Um, the king felt that this temple thing was more prominent to at the moment to, for the party to look at. So when they went to go look at that, Pearl took it upon herself. She's like, you know what? I can't. The paladins are gone. The the hollows are gone. Lauren, let's go. We're gonna go check this out. At least get some information. Show up. Say, hey, look, we're here. We're looking into it, just so you don't think that we're just ignoring you guys. But we know we're here to look at least. Um, there was definitely they found a creature. Turned out that the creature was actually um, was it a creature to start out with? It was a person that had been corrupt, turned into a creature, and through some ingenuity and stuff between Pearl, Lauren, and a few of the villagers and whatnot that went with them, they were able to bring this person out of their corruption. And uh, not a lot of information has been given uh, as of official yet. You've heard whispers and kind of hushed conversations about uh, Lauren and something that happened between her and the new lady that had showed up that's helping at the church and also helping Malai Maseki. She came back with them when they returned, and there's hushed conversations about something that happened between Lauren and her, and but there's just nothing has been officially uh, stated yet. But there's definitely been, you've heard, whispers and stuff like that. But Lauren came back, and when she came back, she was definitely, she was different.
Okay.
But so far, that's all you know at the moment.
Okay.
Remember if it does or not.
That's the paralyzed condition, and that's where the good shit.
Yeah.
Christ. What a
Yeah.
conversation to join to.
Don't you know what we were saying before? We weren't saying anything, okay? DM, don't worry, don't read into it much. We weren't planning anything.
Sure.
Nothing whatsoever.
I got a nuke button. I ain't worried.
Dragons, you have more than a nuke button. Lizards control the government, okay?
Oh.
Like, you've got the, several nuke buttons. 4 nuke buttons to be specific. Anywho.
I'm wondering if anybody heard about the ears.
Well, all I've heard is little whispers and really quiet conversations. I don't have an answer exactly quite yet. Not a solid answer.
Well, it wouldn't be the most bizarre thing. I mean, we heard that sheep came back to life in the past.
I mean, we
Which-
literally know dragons exist now, so...
I mean, I would say it's more surprising that they're here rather than if they exist. I mean, all of them in one room of Lunaris? This is less of a kingdom-based threat and more of a almost worldly, if I'm understanding it right. But it seems like they have their tasks behind the shadows, and anyone can help if they focus on what they can do.
Right.
And I was really. I did want to mention that I had a bit of a moment where I threw caution to the wind. I understand that it wasn't really my natural state. I definitely just went into fight or flight. I chose fight. I would worry about that becoming too popular, though. I am here to save lives, not end them. But trying to save their lives would have endangered others. And that,
Here's a closest approximation about what she looked like in the throne room. It's in game room.
oh, okay.
The first
That's
time.
Lauren, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, she's not. Her clothes ain't that nowhere near that slutty. She's way more modest than that. Of course, like I said, her clothes and stuff is just like basically almost exactly like Pearl's dress, except it's green and it's got a lot more like leaf and vine filigree looking tech.
Yeah.
But I would say that we are in need of a boost, if you will. A bit of a power shift. I think that this is no longer fetching items for people. This is way larger.
You're right.
So
Where are y'all?
I would assume we're probably at
That's a good question.
because Stefan is gone, so it feels weird being in Stefan's house.
yeah.
So I think we're at Doc's place.
I mean, there's always the tavern.
No.
But there's not.
Because I'm
D-
trying to stop drinking, not
Well,
continue.
I mean, the tavern's more of than just the tavern. It's the local restaurant and inn. So I mean,
I also feel like we don't want people listening in on us because this is really personal.
Very true.
I would offer June's place, but June doesn't have a place. She's homeless. I'm a caravan. We don't get paid that much.
Yeah, I'll clear out the doctor's office area. And we'll just have a little shindig in there.
Doc, I used to think it was a lot better to well, I used to be a huge, well, not me, but a friend of mine used to try and get us when we were part of the caravan to have mercy on bandits and that kind of thing, and well, didn't end well for her. I don't mean maybe we could be a bit more. Logan was probably right when he said we could be a bit more merciful, but I don't think anyone would blame you either for defending yourself.
It's very true. And it hurts to hear about that situation. I'm sure it's tough to deal with, but it truly is murky water.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily about the complete refusal, because if I were to choose our lives over the life of someone trying to kill us, that doesn't seem like a really hard choice to make. But few people come to kill us or choose to kill us very easily. I would say that it requires a lot of push. People that are on the fence, I think it's worth talking out. It's hard to make that distinction, though. But nonetheless, it's in the past, and we've got a lot of stuff on our plate still. I think it's fine to move forward with it. But I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't want to consider the thought that I might be wrong.
Right. This is why you're the moral one of the group. Let's be honest here.
Well, thank you for that. But we've got some preparations to make. We're not necessarily on a time crunch, but there's things to be done. Let's say we head to the blacksmith first, see if he's... I doubt there's been much import as of late. But maybe he's got some knowledge, too.
Right.
You have a good supply of arrows, Helena?
I have a decent supply, not like a very big supply, but enough, probably.
Alright. Well, perhaps you'll have some more lying around, maybe. I know that never really looked into how keeping track of that will sometimes be necessary prior to when you need it. I have 10 bolts left. I don't know how.
I'm glad you checked on that.
Had a moment where I'm like, oh, I haven't been keeping track. So the answer is now 10. I've deleted them.
And like I said before, like, if y'all in battle or whatever, like if the arrows that you hit or bolts or whatever, you're able to I'm sure that you'd be able to recover.
Mhm.
It's the ones that's like if you're in the forest or out in the plains and you miss an attack that they just, and yeah, you probably wouldn't find them.
Right.
But after like the heat of battle and stuff, that y'all could, while you're looking the bodies over and stuff, I'm sure you'd be able to recover lost ammunition and whatnot. So it's not a big deal, but just something to note. Keep track
I like
of.
tracking them. So unless there's any objections, I'd say it'd be a mighty fine idea to head over to the blacksmith now.
To the blacksmith.
Woo. Scene transition.
Y'all come out of the doctor's office, which I would say was like somewhere, over in here probably. Which Gene's not on Owlbear.
Oh, let me get on over.
Late to the party again.
Little never to the party today.
But that's this building right here is probably your
Office.
practice. There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
I'd accept that.
Uh, this is the, if y'all remember, this is the tanner shop. The blacksmith's here. The Fletcher and stuff's here. Apothecary was down here. Taylor and Butcher.
Okay.
And this big building here was the inn. Y'all gonna go to the blacksmith then?
Yes.
Yippers.
You walk in to the
To
blacksmith
the
shop.
blacksmith shop.
Uh, big,
Big,
kind of a burly guy, standing there at the forge, working the forge. As y'all walk in, he's, ting, ting, ting. He looks up. Customers, what can I help you with? Takes his piece of metal and he sticks back in the forge.
Hell, it's been a while.
Oh, the heroes of Linares. This is a prestigious day.
Oh, glad to know we're still a friendly face around here at least, although our numbers are changing.
I see a few new faces and a couple I seem to be missing.
Yes, well, everybody has a place to be, don't they?
So,
Anyways,
what can I help you with?
well, we're hoping to get some suitable improvements to our weapons. Maybe armor, but I'm sure imports haven't been fairly high right now.
I haven't gotten anything as far as finished pieces in from anywhere, but what exactly are you looking for?
Well, June?
I was wondering if you had something that maybe would help me pack a bit more of a punch, like maybe a gauntlet-ish type thing.
I mean, I've got steel gauntlets. I don't know. I mean, other than being hard and probably protecting your hand, I'm not sure much. I mean, hitting someone in the face with steel, I imagine would cause a little bit more damage, perhaps.
Hmm.
Are you
I can-
dead set on just using your fists, or?
I prefer using my fists. I'm a little better with them than swords and that kind of thing, but I'd take a sword or a simple weapon.
Well, I do have, and he'll grow over in a corner, and he picks up a kind of like a short piece of wood. It kind of looks like a half of a broom handle or something, and it's got some looks like silver rings. It's both caps are is like silver. It's got some silver rings. Right in the center, it's got a leather wrapping. He says, "I have this staff that you might be interested in using."
Okay, I'll give it a try. Can I kind of move it around and see how it feels? Maybe do a couple staff tricks.
Sure.
How does it feel? Is it nice, airy?
I mean, you take it, it's not like overly long, so I mean, you definitely, to it in your hands. It's not extremely heavy, so it's kind of light. So you can definitely like, you know, get a good, get some good speed on it. Definitely feels good in your hands.
Man, what wood did you make this from? It's nice.
That comes from the Kingswood.
How much for it?
I tell you what. After everything that you've done for this for the city, how about I just give it to you?
You sure? Pretty good staff to be giving away for free.
Well, I don't. Being a blacksmith, it's more of a conversational piece. It's not something that most people would come into a blacksmith shop looking for. So, I mean, if you must give something for it, I might take 2 gold pieces.
Okay, I toss some of the gold pieces. I'll remove that from my inventory. Can I trip Doc with the staff to test it out?
As I'm just standing there?
Yeah, as you're just standing there, I'm gonna yell, "Think quick!" and I'm gonna try to trip you.
Would say do it an attack and Hestus, if she hits, do an athletics save.
What would the item be called? Just a staff?
A quarterstaff.
Okay, awesome. Let me just add this to my inventory real fast.
See on you that you've got proficiency with a quarterstaff, but I think you'll be all right.
It's a simple weapon.
It's a simple weapon. Monks should have proficiency.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see it. The simple weapon is a versatile weapon. It had the tag, but it didn't say it didn't have a tag for a simple weapon. But all right.
Yeah, it's showing up as unproficient.
What else can I help you with?
Have you heard any word or rumors about rare materials, rare items, or anything that is unusual in terms of weaponry or armory? A piece of material you haven't seen in a while?
I haven't myself. That would would fall more of the realm where you'd have to speak with either the castle if you'd want definite information, or perhaps you can check in the tavern with caravans to have gossip.
What's the rarest metal you've worked with?
Rarest metal I've worked with. I mean, I think the only thing that I've really surely worked with is iron and steel. I do some copper work, but not too big of a call for it.
Right. Understandable. You heard any rumors, Helena? Or know who to ask in terms of rare metals around here?
Malai would probably be your best bet.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably Malay.
I got 21 for that attack.
Is that hit? Probably.
Doc.
That hits. So what saving throw am I doing?
Do an athletics check.
11.
11? Yeah. You definitely swept your feet out from underneath you. Just poof.
Hit my head on a table. Ragdoll down to the ground.
I help him up. I told you to think fast.
Yeah. I would say that they make target dummies for a reason.
Now I'm
Okay.
just teasing you. target dummies don't fall like the real thing.
Certainly don't, do they? Maybe they should change that.
Maybe they should.
Um,
I just had to test out this quarterstaff. Pretty nice.
Just, try not to get blood on anything in here, would you, if you don't mind?
Oh, it's just blunt force trauma. It's not gonna get blood anywhere.
Well, there are sharp objects, so falling into some of these racks could definitely cause more of an
Oh.
issue.
Is it bad? I didn't think about that.
I tend to deal with weaponry that sort of pierces through defenses and whatnot. Would you happen to have any metal, I would say bolt-like objects, just about yay long?
For that, you'd probably want to go across the street to the Fletchers.
Fletchers, huh?
They carry assortment of bow and crossbow type weaponry and ammunition and things over there.
Right.
I mean, I do the arrowheads and things of that nature, but the ones who usually craft the actual ammunition itself. The best I could do you would be some arrowheads, but I don't have the shafts or the feathers or anything like that of that nature.
Very well. Understandable. All
I'm
right.
just a simple metal worker.
Well, in the future, should we ever run across any valuable minerals in need of crafting? Oh, like this, and I'll pull out some shell from that creature.
Okay.
It's like I was told that this would make for good. It's very sturdy, at least. I couldn't really tell you what it could be made into.
Let's see. So he takes it in his hand, it's kind of like, folds it over and Olivia as well, and hits on it. I don't know. It would be. I'd probably have to collaborate with like a carpenter and possibly the tailor's shop to. But I mean, this might be something that we could fashion into like a chest piece, probably, or.
What about a shield? Do you think it could work for a shield?
I don't see why it wouldn't. Definitely
Okay.
do some. The leather shop could probably put some strappings and stuff on it.
All right.
Something you have a
Well,
conversation with them at least.
well, if you hear word back that they'd be interested, let us know. We're in no rush right now, but I feel like we'll come back should we need anything else. But thank you for your hospitality.
Anything for the heroes of Lavnaris. I don't know what state the city would have been in if you hadn't been there that day.
Glad to help when we could.
There'd be a lot less people in the streets, that's for certain.
All right. Anything else for you two?
Nope.
Nope.
Where are y'all going next?
All right. I cannot be confident that Malai is available. Um. If anything, it would be on the way to maybe talk about our compensation too.
So, as for your contract, y'all have been given. Oh shit! I have to look it up.
Yeah, it was like so much gold per day.
Right.
But how many days has it been?
Well, they gave you. I probably need to open that up too. 1 second.
Electrum. They gave us Electrum.
Oh yeah, dead currency. Woo!
Where the hell is it? There we go. Timeline. So yeah, you would probably. Let's say it's a new day. Y'all are looking at 21 days into the new month. So I got to find.
If they don't pay us, we'll just have to go on strike. Boycott.
Shit.
Hey, Doc. We didn't talk about omitting the wolf thing.
Right.
I was
We'll pop off the side of the road or whatnot, or I don't know where we are exactly, but away from many other people, and just like, well, I saw you give a look. What was wrong? I didn't want to cause any disturbance. Is something wrong with
I
Stefan?
want. Well, I'm thinking with everything that happened. I just wanted to talk to you first before we told them. I mean, the guardian wolf and everything. Do we really want to ratting Stefan out, or is it his own thing to? I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but are they going to go hunt him down because of this wolf thing?
I noticed that he seemed distracted, but nothing that gave off the idea that he would not come with us. He did seem very against the idea of Syl joining and walking around with us. But other than that, I don't think he's a threat. It was obvious that he was helping us where he could in that combat, and he made no attempts on Syl's life either when he given the opportunity.
Right. I just wanted a second opinion just to talk about it before. And what do you think the whole guardian wolf thing meant? I mean, why were they conversing with the guardian wolf of all things and the dark soul harvest? I mean, it feels
I
like there's
mean,
the puzzle we're missing right now. Maybe we should look into it and see if there's anything in the library or if anyone has information before we just run headfirst and blind into the next temple.
it's very true. I don't know how related. I
That
cast
wasn't me.
fireball. Fireball located on the DM's house.
I lit my candle, and for whatever reason, the damn smoke detector went off.
Whoops.
We know that the prince was involved with Ren's friend. But then she went out to confront this wolf, and he was the one that attacked her. Seemingly nothing to do with the prince at all.
Right.
Feels like coincidence,
Well,
but it
maybe.
really also didn't feel like the prince could have possibly orchestrated that.
No, I guess not. I guess it was just me being paranoid.
No,
Well,
something there, but I just don't see it right now.
Right, so I guess we find maybe Pearl and tell her. I mean, I was gonna go and see if I could train with her a bit before our next leave. If you wanted to come with me, maybe we could talk to her and tell her.
Right. I think that Pearl would be a trustworthy person right now. I mean, they're all digesting a lot of information. I don't think that it would be too worrisome to confront one alone, but you know, hope nothing comes of withholding it for a time as long as it's revealed eventually. But
That's what I was thinking. Is I just wanted to talk to you first and get on the same page. I mean, I'm just worried about Steph. I mean, I know he's gone now, but the whole
right.
wolf thing is weird.
It was very odd, and I'm not sure what to make of it, but multiple things seem to be happening at the same time. Do we have any other leads on that friend? Well, they stopped at the apothecary first, and then they went to the temple.
Right.
So something must be there about. There might be a link between the soul harvesting and that.
Do you think that's what they were doing at the temple?
Soul harvesting?
Yeah, do you
Doesn't
think
seem so. Where was. What about Syl?
exactly? Maybe she was the result, or maybe this has something to do with them bringing people back? I mean, that seems what they've been doing, isn't it?
Does, but. Pearl might know more.
Yeah, why don't we see if we can get an audience with Pearl after whatever we're doing right now?
Might be a good idea to request to train. The only person that was around last time we trained was Malai. And he's fairly trustworthy too.
I don't know. He's an advisor. Those advisors are suspicious.
Very
For
true.
our new player who doesn't know, it's just a running joke that advisors are suspicious because we incited the shit out of Malai when we first saw him.
And past all of them. Like, they all got rolled high, and like, yeah, he's being genuine. I don't trust him.
No, it took a while.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's just running. But yeah.
I tried to describe this, grandpa lovable figure, and they're like, I don't trust that motherfucker. Insight check. Is he being truthful? Yeah, he's being 100% truthful. He's just trying to help. I don't
We
trust him.
won. Still don't trust him. But anyways, yeah, I guess if we're going on, we can, with Squishy and everyone, go see if we can get a troop training session with Pearl and talk this out with her.
We'll go to Malai to set up the training with Pearl.
Right. I could just
And
go
get some info on precious metal.
You could go to Malai, I could go to Pearl real fast.
Very true.
Because, I mean, we've trained before.
I also like the idea of coming back with Dragonsteel and then coming back the next day like, have you heard about any precious metal in the area?
Well, there's
Yeah,
all.
you feel that? We need it for stuff, important stuff.
So you're gonna go up to the castle then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So, you back your way up. Of course, the guards, they let you in. Um, you'll walk into the, uh, I'm gonna say if y'all gonna go straight to Malai's, as y'all walk in the first set of double doors, you can definitely hang a right, go around, and bypass the throne room altogether, and just go straight to Malai's quarters. Um,
The plan was I was going to go and try and find Girl to get her to talk with us, and Doc was going to go see Malai. And then
okay.
Squishy was to you who you wanted to go with, or if you wanted to do something else.
We can go and kind of write some like notes on some of the temples if there's anything in there on them, so that they have them like portable notes.
Okay. So you're gonna go to the library then?
Yes.
All right, we'll start with Doc. You go to Malai's quarters, his lab or whatever. Knock on the door. Uh, the door opens and a woman stands there in a green cloak, uh, brown hair, green to hazel eyes. Looks, fairly beautiful. Um, she's can I help you?
Hello, I'm looking for Malai.
Oh, he's inside.
Wonderful. Can you tell him that Dr. Hessis is here to see him?
Please, please. And then she just she steps back and opens the door.
Oh, I'll go.
Yeah, y'all walk down the spiral staircase, and with she's right trailing behind you. I mean, not like right on you, but she follows you down. Um, you get down, get downstairs, and Mel's like, "Ah, oh, Mr. Hestus, what can I do? What can I do for you?"
Well, I've come to sort of check in. Remind me, we calculated how much gold we got, but did we get paid?
Yeah, I mean it'd be 53 gold pieces a piece.
And they did pay us.
Yes.
Okay, so I won't say that. Be a dick. Um, we're sort of along with you all digesting this upcoming news, and wanted to use this time that we're recovering to perhaps look into things we might need or could use before we set off outside the town again. I'm wondering if there's any things that you've heard, rumors that you know, or anything around the area of Lunaris that has anything to do with possibly precious metals, reagents, anything like that are difficult to come across, but should they be found, are very useful and beneficial.
Sounds like you're trying to outfit yourselves a little bit better.
That's very true. But as much as Lunaris is thriving in the best it can, it still has its problems in terms of versatility.
True, true. I'm. I don't know. I'm working on a few things that's nowhere near ready yet. That might be useful in the future. You'll have to check back with me at a later date. Um, I was working on some powder with Stefan, and him not coming back kind of put a setback on that one.
Understandable. He left on odd terms. But
What exactly happened? Ren didn't return. Stefan
Ren,
didn't return. Did I mean? did y'all run into? I mean, was it that bad?
They're fine, to our knowledge. Ren gave us a message that she was leaving, that she had important things to take care of on her end, that she could no longer stay with us. Stefan was acting strangely and turned his back as we were leaving the temple. But he did not seem malicious or outside of his own control, if to that extent. I don't believe that he's in any real danger at this moment.
Hmm. It's unfortunate. Well, you might check with local or some of the caravans and stuff that run through. I mean, I don't know of anything right now as far as.
I collected some of these on our travels, and I'll pull out the 11 scorpion poison sacks.
Oh shit. Um. So he's like, oh, these are nice.
They were amongst the cave fisher that crawled out of the cave. I dabble myself in chemical distilling and whatnot, and I was wondering if maybe if you got some time right now, maybe you could help me work these into a more purified version.
Um. Definitely not doing anything of utmost importance at the moment. Like you said, we're just kind of all digesting some of this information. But yeah, we could definitely do something.
All right. And in terms of mechanic wise, would I be able to have Malai assist me
Mhm.
in an alchemical tool check?
Yeah, definitely.
So this is the goal of this is to essentially distill it and refine it to a more potent version than what the scorpions initially have. Like making it more concentrated, more powerful.
Right.
So, what kind of check do you want me to roll for this?
And what would it be? Survival?
It could be a lot of things. What necessarily does a scorpion venom do? Is it just like a painful one? Is it
It's just it's
paralytic?
yeah, I'd say it's probably paralytic. Just I mean, it's just a general toxin.
If it's generally a paralytic, do you think that I could refine it in a sense to increase its paralysis to the whole body until it circulates out for like a temporary paralysis?
Just checking something right quick.
I could do like utilize medicine to distill it in a way that would enter the muscles faster.
Let's see. I would say it's definitely yeah. It's definitely a neurotoxin, which would definitely do with the nerves and the nervous system. So, being a paralytic would definitely be within that realm. So, yeah, I definitely see uh, be a way to possibly consolidate and possibly make like an extract that would be more potent.
So, do you
Maybe.
think that this could be a medicine check?
Yeah, I would say dealing with uh, could also be just a standard whatever you'd use for like brewing potions. But I think that's Arcana, ain't it? For the
Uh,
most part.
it's proficiency in alchemy supplies. Um, it doesn't have like a specific ability score associated with them. That's where it comes to the DM's decision.
Okay.
Similar to how like a forgery kit could be intelligence to uh, create a document or dexterity to copy a document.
Right. Yeah, let's just go with medicine.
All right. 25.
Jesus Christ. I would say you would have, with using the 9 stingers,
11.
or 11 stingers, my bad.
Hmm.
With Malai's help, uh, hell, you don't even have to freaking roll it with advantage with that roll. You might go ahead and give me just another roll, just make sure it's not a
I did
20.
2 rolls.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Uh, you definitely have, let's say, 5 small vials of paralytic poison.
Okay. And that's what I'll spend my time on
Okay.
with Malai for a little bit, and then we'll cut over to the pearl situation. I'll be right back.
So we jump over to you, June.
I will also be right back.
All right. Everybody's going away.
You still have me. Although that's like the worst case scenario.
I would say you probably would try the um throne room first. Uh, to see if you could find Pearl. Uh, I think she probably wouldn't be there right now. And one of the guards might say she might be out in the uh, uh, outside the castle. Not sure what not really knowing what she's doing at the moment, but that she had left, early morning, and her and Lauren went outside the castle walls.
Can I go to the pond and check the pond?
Oh shit, that's like half a day's travel.
Oh, never mind. I thought that was close.
Yeah, well, it's not half a day. What was it? Like an hour. I think it's like 2, maybe 3 hours tops to get.
Probably be invading their personal space anyway. Are they in the gardens or?
Yeah, there are definitely like gardens and like a fountain and stuff on the grounds.
Okay, I'll check the gardens for.
Okay. You go outside the castle, or not the castle, but out in the foyer and whatnot, walking around the gardens. Give me, as you go by the the well or the fountain, give me a perception check.
I'm being watched.
Oh
14.
boy.
You walk by the fountain and you just kind of hear a noise. You turn and look, but you don't see anything right off the top. And you keep going. Make it to the gardens in Pearl and Lauren are off in the corner by a tree that's got some blossoms and thing. It's real, a vibrant looking tree. Uh, and it just looks like they're in conversation as they're standing next to this tree.
I'm gonna do the slow, awkward approach. And as I'm approaching, do I catch the tail end of this conversation?
Uh, Give me a perception check.
Okay. Not my strongest suit, but not my worst. That's a 6. I don't notice shit.
Yeah, they notice you walking up. They're sitting there talking, and they see you walk by. So whatever they were conversing about, they had stopped talking before you got close enough to hear what they were saying.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was just gonna ask you, Pearl, and we were hoping to, as a team, train with you and talk with you later, if that would be possible.
Yeah, possibly later this afternoon. Me and Lauren have got some things to deal with this morning, but yeah, I might be able to possibly do something later this afternoon or possibly early evening.
Should we plan to meet you here early afternoon or late afternoon then? In the training room?
Sure, that will work. Come by. Tell you what, we'll leave word with the guards and at the front of the throne room, or the great hall, whether or not that I'll be around. I don't want you to go all the way to the training room and me not be there, and just I'll let the guards know you know whether I'll be if I'm available.
Okay. Um, late evening work better for you then, or
Yeah, early evening would probably be best.
I'll let the rest of my team know. Um, I guess that was it.
And
Can I
go ahead.
head to the library after this? Meet it with Squishy.
Okay. So you definitely, standing here right next to Lauren, I mean, you can definitely see also a demeanor change. Like she's most of the point time she's always been like real kind of closed off, like almost sad kind of a demeanor. She didn't really like kind of a dull way that she held herself. Um, she's got like she looks like way more vibrant. Like you've never really seen Lauren smile before, and she just kind of got like the just a simple little grin. I mean nothing uh, outlandish or anything. Just a little like today's a happy day type look on her face.
Do I have to make a saving throw?
No.
Okay, these are in the past. Good to know. Look, hot ladies are hot ladies.
I mean, are you how much? I
What,
mean,
what
how
can
much?
you do?
Well, let's put it this way: how much attention are you going to be giving Lauren in this moment?
I,
Are you like side glancing her and noticing this, or are you like going to be actively?
oh, I think June would give a really fast side glance, and then she'd be kind of avoiding looking at her.
Okay. Yeah, then you're fine.
Okay, well, I'm gonna head to the library then.
Alrighty.
With Squish.
So you head back toward the libraries. Um, Squishy, you're looking for information on the temples and whatnot.
Yes.
So, being the head librarian, you know exactly where to look. You go, to kind of like a history section, and you find some books on the temples. What exactly are you looking for in particular?
She will probably like if there's anything depicting like the size of the temple or what could possibly be inside, or where kind of like a general location of the temples are.
Okay. Give me investigation check.
I'm using Firefox this time. Look at me go. How do I? Oh God. So do I just investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I got a 20.
Is that a dirty 20 or?
16 plus 4.
Yeah. So you're looking through the temple. I save for note. Um, get a symbol. Like so each like the different temples are in different books, and like they're not all in the same book. So as you go going through several of these different books, uh, you keep finding uh, different a symbol that keeps popping up, and there's not like a whole lot of context on the symbol. It's just like they'll be describing some of the temples, and they're talking about the locations and whatnot, and then you'll have just like in the margin there'll be like a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Oops. And the symbol looks like this. Uh, as like the first, then of course the first temple you come across is the Earth Temple, which was in the southwest. And that's the one that the party had just come back from, and
Okay.
it it doesn't say a whole lot of like what's inside. Just generally the Earth Temple. It was the resting place for the Earth Gemstone, Dragon Gemstone, where it sat for before the era of it was the oh shit, what's it called? The age before the dragons. So it would be like the BD BDE before dragon the before
Mm-hmm.
post pre dragon emergence. There we go. Uh, and that's where each temple was a seat for where the gemstones were held. Uh,
Okay.
it speaks about how the the wind the air gemstone or the air temple is to uh, the northeast. Um, it talks about how the air temple uh, is a difficult to get to, but it doesn't give like actual coordinates or anything like that, actual location.
Okay.
Um, some of the other temples, it doesn't really give much of a description of where they're at. Just like I said before, they talk about the temple a little bit, and then you have that basically that 5-pointed star in the margin.
Mm-hmm.
And then just basically goes on to describe how each temple housed the respective gemstone prior to the emergence of the dragons. Um, do me a favor and give me just one more investigation check real quick. Or no, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Make this a history check.
14 plus 4, so I got 18.
18. Okay. Uh, as you're going along doing these, investigating these temples, you see a couple of letters. Like, you investigate this temple, you see like a couple of letters, off to themselves in a margin. Uh, you're just kind of like, well, that's kind of odd. You write that down. Uh,
Hmm.
you look at another, one of the other temples, and you go and you see a couple of different letters. Uh, Another temple, there's, 3 letters in the margin. Uh, Once you basically looked at all 5 temples, you wrote down all the letters and stuff you wrote down. You start kind of like scrambling them around together. They make a word. Uh, the, uh, the word is Renaissance.
Okay.
Uh, you're like, wait, I've seen this before. You go back in the history section, you find a book. Uh, on the side of it says, on the binding it says Renaissance. You open it up, and the the words on these pages you don't understand. Like the like they're almost like scribbles. Doesn't look like they're actually making like words. It's just just real strange writing. You can't really
Hmm.
depict what's being said on any of these pages. But that's what you've got so far.
Can I keep the book?
I mean, how how much to your job as a librarian do you hold your position?
Sorry, my headphone just died. Can you say that again, please?
I said, how much of being the head librarian do you hold as like your position? Like you feel like that's like the utmost importance, or you just kind of like, eh?
She, she thinks it's like really, really important, but she also thinks that maybe this book could be handy when they're out. Maybe they could match some things. Or maybe she could find maybe another book to cross reference any of this with.
Okay, let me make a roll. Shit, hold on. Oh, damn it. I'll just roll on your sheet. No, I'll tell you what, I'll do it this way. Sure. Ah, damn it. Ignore that. Alright. Okay. I would say probably you take your position uh, seriously. You'll sign in the ledger that you've got the book. It's just
Okay.
to note that if someone was looking for it, that you have signed it out. But yeah, there
Okay.
won't be anyone to stop you from taking it.
Okay.
But now what do you do?
Um, she gets some like extra parchment and just kind of writes it down a couple times just to like muscle memory or like jog her memory, and then if everyone else needs a copy of it, she can give it.
Do you have a USB charger? It's just headphones. I can look, yeah. Sorry, I just realized.
Okay.
Essentially, she's just rewriting what she read on some extra pieces of paper.
So you're basically just making little little notes of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I mean, you got, most part, where the air temple's at.
Mm-hmm.
Not like super general location, but a direction, a compass direction.
Yeah.
But the others were really, and then of course the Earth Temple, you know exactly where that one's at because everyone's told you. I would say you probably would have taken this time to update the tome that the Earth Temple was mentioned in, giving
Mm-hmm.
what was being said and everything to just to update, get have to date records, and you
Okay.
might make a like take like some loose leaf parchment and stuff and add some notes in there, of kind of like a research journal, but just to stick with it that the happenings and what was the goings on that the party had mentioned about the temple, just so that anyone that was to come and look that book up in particular, they would have the be up to date information on what had been said. I mean, you're definitely tasked to, as far as being the librarian, to keep a up to date and accurate record of the goings on and whatnot. So
Okay.
say
Alright, sorry
about
about
the
that.
you're good. So knock at a door and then June walks in.
Any luck in here?
I found some like very, very generalized information about the temples, kind of like where the directions were. I also seem to have found a symbol that maybe you guys have seen since you were at the Earth Temple.
Show me the symbol.
And she kind of like she like grabs one of the books and one of their temple books and she opens it and she kind of like shows June the symbol. And she asks, "Have you seen this before?"
Have I seen it before?
Mm-hmm.
Make a history check.
It's a natural one. I've never seen it before in my life.
Oh
Nope.
my!
Oh no.
Oh god! And she says okay, and she's like, okay, well I'll keep that symbol in mind in case you run across it. And it also seemed to lead me to a Renaissance book, but I can't quite read it. Below my skill level, I can't quite understand what it's being written. That's all I got in regards to the temples.
Do you have anything on the Deadwood? You know that forest on the edge of the kingdom that kind of no one is supposed to go in?
Do I? I probably do. Anesthesia did to me, but I'm coughing up a storm. Sorry. The Darkwood, you say? I haven't
Deadwood.
quite ventured out that Deadwood. Jesus Christ. I have not gone out there myself, but I can look around to see if there's anything in the library. See if I can scrounge up a couple books.
It's if June's gonna help you, give me a investigation with advantage. So you'd be able to tell her, like where to look.
Do you want to do it since you have a better score than me?
So just do.
Investigation with advantage.
It's fine. I got a 12.
12. It takes you a little bit. There's not a whole lot that's written about the Deadwood, so you're like trying to remember, where. I mean, you've seen information on the Deadwood before, but you can't quite remember what tome it was in because it doesn't have a tome on its own because there's just not a whole lot written. I'd say it take you a little while. You finally stumble across it. And it's just, I mean, it's more of the stuff that was already known. There's only been like 2 cases of people that have went into the Deadwood and came out. There's mostly horror stories of anyone who's entered the Deadwood that they've never seen again. They just never come back out again. But
Right.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Sorry for the delay.
You're good.
You are A-okay.
The party woke up this morning and they decided to converse a little bit about what their plans and stuff are. Hestus went to go talk to Malai about maybe trying to get some information on weapons and some way to augment y'all's chances. June decided she was going to go talk to the princess and see about doing some training and possibly talking with her later. Helena went to the library to try to get some information and stuff on the temples, and then June had just met up with her. I just had say your character, maybe you have slept in, or maybe you're off doing your own investigation stuff and didn't meet up with the party when they got up.
Well, I'm under the impression that the slime girl is like the body of the girl I was looking for, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I would probably be spending time with her, my new flammable slime girlfriend. And
You made her flammable. No one else did.
I'm going to
did that.
I'm going to try to hope that whatever her body is made out of breaks down material like that after a while. She doesn't remain flammable the rest of her existence.
I actually forgot about that.
It's a good idea.
And then, but she might just be flammable forever now, which would be good information to have. And and then I will probably try to decide how to report my findings to whoever hired me to look for her. Because I know her father was there.
I would say probably the father would be the one that would have hired you. And since you didn't come back, and then he was,
I see.
Then he
so I was
looking.
probably was I captured for longer than was I captured for a while then?
I thought it was a couple days.
Yeah, I'd say it was like, a couple 3 days or something like that. He just got impatient and
unfortunate. Well, I feel like I got to report it to somebody. So I'll be spending my time with her.
Okay, give me an investigation check to see if you could find her, and what would you do? Because last time you seen her, she was her and Silva, or her and man, my brain.
Triss.
They had tracked off with the other woman in the cloak. So you're not exactly sure where they're at the moment. So
Is my passive score good enough? The 22?
I would say this would be if you're actively, looking. 21's not bad.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what are you doing to get the information? Like, how are you investigating to where her location is at?
Oh yeah, 22. As was foretold. Um so to get Sill's location,
Yeah.
um so I know where she last went off to, right? With or
Generally
last went
speaking,
off.
like they told told the cloaked individual, to find them some quarters and stuff where they can, you know, find a place where they can relax. So you basically, know where the general quarters and stuff are within the castle.
Yeah, I think most of this investigation would just be asking around. It's not like I have to do much snooping. I would just go to whoever I think might have some info
Yeah.
and ask if they know where she is, and if they don't, ask them if they know someone who has a better chance of knowing. And then
Yeah.
I'll just go down that daisy chain until I find
Yeah.
her.
Easy enough. You talked for a few guards, and you get the the location of her room. You knock on the door a few times, nothing happens. Uh, Triss from the neighboring door, walks out. She's like, "You looking for Sill?"
Yeah, gotta say I feel a little responsible for her.
Uh, Last time I seen her, she was out in the gardens.
All right, I will go check on her.
So she kind of like gives you directions, and you go out to the gardens. You get to the gardens. Give me a perception check.
All right. 15.
15. That's enough. As you're walking around and you're looking, and you can't really see Sill anywhere. You look off, and Pearl and Lauren are at the far end of the gardens, underneath a bright, vibrant tree. That's and they're just doing conversating and whatnot. Uh, June had walked by, maybe gave you a swift hello as she went and she talked to the princess and Lauren, and then she went back. As you're walking around, you kind of walk by the fountain, and you hear something, and you turn and look. You don't see anything, and then you hear it again. And at this point, you look down into the fountain, and at the bottom of the fountain is a skeleton.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
I'm gonna tentatively wave.
The skeleton.
Like, just be like, hey, doll.
The skeleton starts to like rise as it gets to this surface. So, the head kind of perks out of the water a little bit.
Say, hey, so how are you liking your new accommodations?
It's nice here.
Yeah, get to be a lady of the lake, fairy of the fountain.
Fairy?
Yeah, we'll call you. Yeah, fairy works.
Cool. She just kind of like she's like shoulder out of the fountain.
Yeah.
But
Logan in his head, he's not gonna say it out loud. It's like we really got to figure out the skeleton thing. This is intensely off-putting. I'm gonna say, do you know? Do you hold together when you're under the water there, or Does like the water go through you? Do you get cleaned up? Anything happen?
She brings her hands up to the water and then she sink her hands back down, sink it back up.
Yeah, can you like drink it all and puff yourself up real big or anything like that?
She like
I'm just curious. I don't know how slime works.
she dips down in the water and you see her lips at the top of the water and she opens her mouth. But
And
I mean,
I'll basically I'll like run her through some questions and like small tests of like
right, if you're looking hard enough, you could definitely see with with the reflection of the sun, Orbeez in a glass of water.
yeah.
You can tell, if you're really actively looking, you can tell the difference between where the Orbeez stops and it's just water. But if you just look at a glass of Orbeez that's in water, you wouldn't even, for the most part, you wouldn't know they're there. Unless they're colored. If they were just clear. But yeah, it's definitely. And then there's also a slight discoloration within her slime, because her slime color is a really really light gray. So there's a light, depending on the light, a discoloration. But yeah, she holds together. It's not like her the slime and the water just kind of mingle. I mean, she's definitely what the hell's the word I'm looking for? She's one piece. When she goes under the water,
She like coheres.
yeah. I mean, her slime, it's coherent to itself, so she doesn't just
Yeah.
dissolve.
So she's not like absorbing the water or anything.
Right.
Could I ask her like, assuming it doesn't hurt too bad, can you get like a very small piece of a slime off of you just to the side here? Are you able to do that, or I don't know how much slime you can lose or how any of that works.
Have we even talked to her that she's a slime now? I know she probably knows, but is she cool with it?
I mean, she has no memory of her past.
Yeah, this is all she knows.
Yeah, this is all she knows. I mean, I'm assuming she looked. I mean, she can look at herself. She knows that she's different from the rest of you. Like I said, she was from the first time you saw her, she looked one way, and then when y'all got back to the castle and stuff, she looked somewhat different. Looked more put together. Her ears had elongated. Her ears look more like Triss's ears.
Yeah.
But
you got a little more control over her form.
Right. A little bit more.
I guess she is like a couple days old.
Yeah, a little bit more solid.
So is she able to do that? Basically, my plan is to get like a small piece and stick a match to it and see if it lights on fire.
So she she kind of looks at you kind of oddly, and she just kind of reaches over to the edge of the fountain and she just kind of holds her hand a little bit and then she kind of bloop, the little a globule kind of falls off, bling, and it's just kind of sitting there on the edge of the fountain.
I want to touch it and then move it to the side away from her, and then just quickly strike a match and drop it on it and see if it just. I am anticipating that her body breaks down whatever stuff she consumes, like slimes typically do, and so I'm just expecting the match to hit the slime, kind of extinguish and sink into it. But if it bursts into a ball of flame, I don't want her to be anywhere near it. Because it is oil based, so she could ignite in the water still, right, if she is flammable.
So you actively telling her to back up, or because she's
yeah, I'm like, hey,
she's probably gonna be right up there trying to look to see what you're doing.
Yeah, hey, give this a second, dog. Let me make sure it's safe. Just I don't know what this will do to a slime, so let's back up just a little bit.
She'll back up a little bit, and then you're gonna drop the match on it.
Yeah.
So you strike the match, and you just like stand it over the little globule, and you drop it. As the match like makes contact with the globule, she's like, "Oh, it burns!"
Oh shit! Does it? I'm gonna wait a second. Does it like burst into flames though?
No, there's no fire.
Okay, so it just
So
like burned her a little bit.
it goes out,
Okay,
and then I mean, are you gonna do anything or?
I'm gonna light a match and burn part of my hand. Be like, sorry. Like,
thought you were
fair's
gonna-
fair.
As as you turn and
I
look
thought
at
you were
her,
going to.
as you're looking
do it
at
again.
her, yeah, as you're looking at her, you notice that there's a big smile on her face.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't burn my hand. Hey, that's good. That's good. That's good. Practical jokes are important. Good job.
You're gonna
I-
light her on
That one
fire.
definitely got me. I
I
felt
got-
very bad.
I got you.
You did. You really did. I am. I think you are safe in that fountain. Just maybe be a little bit wary of fire in general.
I just put it out.
You know, that's a good approach. That's a good approach. I'll keep that one in mind for sure. Also, I want to like kind of lean in conspiratorial, like a little conspiratorially, and be like, now, you might get some comments about having a skeleton inside you, and I just want you to look anyone who says that to you in the eye, and tell them you have a skeleton inside you too.
I can't. I'm trying not to die over here.
Oh, that's great.
She just kind of reach up and touch the side of your face, and
Yeah, see?
and she's kind of like pokes at your temple.
Yep, can't quite get all the way through, and then I'll like knock on my head just to hear the bone on bone. Be like, yep, all bones in here.
Oh my goodness.
Don't you let anyone make fun of you.
Everyone's been real nice to me. I don't think anyone will make fun of me here.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe you can freak some people out then. Just start telling people that we all have skeletons inside us.
Well, how else would you move around?
See, yeah, exactly. Good point. All right. I'll assume she's fine. I'm gonna go to try to find whoever like officially sanctioned that she could live in the fountain, and just like make sure that that's chill and she didn't just wander off into it. And once I get that figured out, I'll just let her know. Like, all right, so I'll see you around, and then I'll head out.
She just kind of like she's just standing there, shoulder length, out of the water, just to watch as you leave. I would say the best person you could look that would be handy would probably be Pearl and Lauren that's in the garden right there by the fountain.
He's like, oh, I have the. Is the owlbear thing going? No.
No, we have.
Is there a way that I can see this?
I don't have a map.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't have a map for this.
So who was by the fountain?
So you got the fountain, and then to north and to the right, there's like a garden. And it's just got some like cherry trees, some orange trees, apple trees, some plants and whatnot. And then at the far end, Lauren, the princess, and her best friend are over there under a tree having a conversation.
Okay. I'll go chat with them real fast about Sil.
Oh, what can I help you with?
I just wanted to check on the status of Sil's accommodations. She is the fountain her room. I told her she's the fairy of the fountain now. Is that accurate?
Well, I mean, we want her to try to be as comfortable as possible. I mean, she's got a room, and we actually put her next to oh, what's her name? The one that flies. Um, oh, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. The one that you come back with y'all, the wings. They seem like they were real. They were like close friends or something. So we put her next to her, thinking that
Okay, I know where that is.
But I mean, yes, she has her own room. I mean, she seems like she's content in the fountain. No one really drinks from it or anything like that, so it's not really a problem. I mean, I'm sure. Now, coming from me, it kind of sounds odd, but um, yeah, she could probably give people a fright if they just happen to walk by and she like come out of the fountain real quick or look into the fountain and see a skeleton in there. But like I said, coming from me, that's probably the kettle calling the kettle pot, the pot calling the kettle black. And like growing up here, Lauren and Pearl have growing up, gotten in trouble a lot because they were like huge practical jokers.
Oh shit.
Like Pearl was more the instigator, and Lauren was just like the one that always was there and got in trouble with her because guilty by association. But for the most part, Pearl, yeah, she was like a big practical joker growing up. So
Hey, Sil's right on board with that already. So got me thinking I was about to set her on fire. Um, yeah. So I'll just ask him like, does she need any funds for her accommodations or caretaking, anything like that? I got some extra gold here I can drop off if there's any worry about her monetarily speaking.
I think she's covered. I think just the idea and Malai being able to converse with her and possibly to talk with her and whatnot and try to get some information from her would be more than sufficient. I mean, we want her to be comfortable. She did she doesn't seem like she's a threat to anyone. More like a child more than anything. Although she looks like I mean she's the size of an adult.
Right.
She's like 5'3", 5'4". I mean, she was probably, and you would know for sure, being that you were hired by the father. She was the girl was like 19
Mhm.
when she went missing. So, but
So
still acts more, like a
like a
8, 9,
toddler.
10, yeah,
Yeah.
8, 9, 10 year old.
All right. I'll just say to them, all right, well, if there are any problems with her, let me know as soon as you can because maybe not her, but the skeleton inside her and the skeleton's father are both dead, largely because of myself, I believe. So uh, I feel some responsibility for the new little slime girl.
I and you see Pearl's face kind of her demeanor changes a little bit. She's like, I don't know the specifics. Fuck me. Specifics, but I can't see how. Well, you say her death would be how. Don't see how that could be your responsibility. I mean,
If I don't get caught by those bandits, I get there 3 days earlier. Maybe she's not dead. So maybe she's not my fault. I don't really know when uh, what happened to her happened, but I do know 3 days sooner her father doesn't die in that temple. So
well, I
uh,
mean,
I've got something to.
that's here's the funny thing. I mean, people do things that people do, and I mean, I feel like possibly, regardless, he might have, went out on his own, even if you had left. I mean, what if you had gotten to the temple 3 days sooner and came, when you're on your way back, you found him dead? I mean,
Yeah, well, I didn't.
I just don't beat yourself up about it. I mean,
Who am I talking to?
Pearl, the
Like,
princess.
The princess.
Yeah. With all due respect, Princess, I know what is my responsibility and what isn't. And I will bear what I choose.
Well, I'm just saying, try not to be too hard on yourself.
And then I'll head out.
All right. All right. So from there we can like go into late afternoon. Y'all could meet back up, like say outside the castle. Uh, Possibly y'all go to the tavern if you want to for lunch. Meet back up. And I mean the tavern's big enough. I mean if y'all wanted to get a table like in a corner somewhere where y'all could conversate together without the
Away from the bar.
yeah, away from the bar. Uh,
Far away from the bar, please.
but yeah, y'all definitely get inside. Go to the tavern and conversate to yourselves and not without worry of like a whole bunch of people hearing you if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What's wrong with the bar? Did I miss something?
We're keeping June away from the bar.
We're keeping
Oh,
me
right.
away from alcohol.
Yes, go go into the den of temptation, but don't go up to the pedestal. I get it.
Exactly. Doc.
Well, I will sort of call, or I'll arrive. I would assume I wouldn't be the first one there, just because it's debatable how long it would take with working with Malai.
Right. I mean,
But
it wouldn't take a whole lot of time. I mean, because I would say you would definitely have gotten done before uh, Helena and June, because they'd have to go look through papers and whatnot. Everything that you were doing, it was like straightforward. It would just
right,
take a little time.
I would say that I would be I'd probably wait outside the castle to leave at the same time.
Yeah,
So then we'd all just walk over together.
There'd definitely be like benches and whatnot to sit, in the foyer if you wanted to wait.
Okay. And I'd say we can head to a tavern after that. I'll inquire with June. So how did it end out? Are we scheduled to train with the princess?
Yeah, we're scheduled to train this early evening. We're supposed to talk to the guards at the throne room though. We'll see if she's able to make it with everything going on.
Okay. Well, let's start at least.
Yeah,
Oh, and Logan's there, right?
apparently not.
Yeah, I think I'll be there. Sorry, I had myself muted.
You're good.
I would be along, looking somewhat troubled.
Hey, Logan, by the way, did you find anything on what I asked you about earlier?
I'm not sure, DM. Were you able to decide on any information that I would have garnered from that last investigation check?
I would say, I mean, the investigation check, it'd be kind of hard because you had been gone from the kingdom for a few years. Uh, June, just refresh my memory because we don't have any. I don't have it written down, or you don't have it written down on your character sheets. How long ago did all that transpire?
I'd say maybe at least a year ago.
Yeah, see, he would definitely have been out of the kingdom at that time.
Okay.
The who would have been?
You.
You.
Oh, I was. Yeah, I was just looking for leads from like the information I could gather from people with that description.
So you're like, talking around the.
Yeah, because I know I have like quite a few connections around the city. I would imagine just.
Yeah, I would say, talking around with people. Uh, there's not a lot of people that come forth with information. You hear like one or two people talk about a running into bandits. Uh, I would say south of the spire, but I mean it's really far few and in between.
Okay.
But there's no they're like nobody gives any like distinguishing information. Like there's no way of knowing if what people have what they've told you is if what June's looking for.
Okay. Well, if I can't find any specific information, then I will look for like information on the best place to go to find specific information. And then that can be I suppose figured out another time, but I'll just tell June when she comes up this week. Oh well, it's been long enough that I need to track down some leads, so I'm working on that. But I don't have much to report to you right now.
It's good. I wasn't expecting anything to come of it. I just thought, maybe if I'd ask.
Yeah, don't worry. You give me enough time, and I'll find a guy.
Thank you.
Well, Malai didn't have much information on rare metals or anything right now. He's still processing everything and all the information right now. But he did help me refine some of those scorpion tails we collected. And I think with his advice on how the distilling process is affected by different temperatures and working with experimenting on different chemicals when taken in by different muscles, I think that the product I have now should be very specialized to stop someone's movements, to lock them up, make them an easier target. So if anything, that came of it.
I mean, that sounds good to me. Usually, I just hit people in the head for that.
Well, I would say it wouldn't be a bad strategy. I am
just messing
trying
with you.
to adopt more humane methods.
Oh, like the tiny little knife to the important arteries in the chest that you're going with previously.
Whatnot, yeah. That was a bit of a lapse in the moment.
I was just ignoring the beheading. We were assuming that was not the norm. I meant the more precision strikes.
Right. That is correct. We talked to the blacksmith. He mentioned that there could be some potential in crafting this cave fisher shell into a form of shield. That's the only use that I can view it for at the current time.
Would it be
Or
okay?
some armor.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to
That was it.
interrupt.
That was it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, ask if it'd be okay if Logan just like kind of had a cursory relationship with just a bunch of random people around town, because like I'm just imagining the blacksmith. It'd be like, hey Gregory, it's been a couple of years since I came through here. Like, just have like um met or like a minor
Surface level
interactions with
names,
a
yeah.
bunch of different people all
Right,
around.
right. Yeah, I'd say that'd probably be. Because I mean, being an investigator, you'd probably try to drum up work whenever you can. So.
Yeah, I just like the idea of him being like, "Well, I talked to the blacksmith." And we're like, "Oh, which one?" And he's like, "Oh, the one on the corner of Jane Street." I'm like, "Ah, Gregory, I love that guy."
We ain't that popular of a town. We got one blacksmith.
Weird because it's a capital city, but okay.
Are we the capital?
Yeah, we're in the
Yeah,
capital. The capital.
Linares would be the capital, but it's still like it's still like far less a city and more a village.
Okay. Making sure.
But yeah, it'd definitely be considered capital because it's the seat of the throne.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd say that getting ready for training with Pearl. We have any ideas of how we want to approach it?
As flashbacks go through your minds of y'all getting your asses whooped the last time.
That could
Should
happen.
come and straight out say, the information. And also maybe I have no idea. I think we're gonna get our asses whooped again, but I think it'll be good experience for us.
Hey, I didn't get my ass whooped.
You will.
We do have a little bit of a different tool sets. Helena, have you? I'm not sure if you've sparred with the princess. We seem to be a bit of a unique case last time.
I have not sparred with the princess. I tend to stay in my library unless I'm needed elsewhere.
It's understandable. She had this form of armor that I guess she had on, but it seemingly came in out of nowhere.
And
Made her
Helena, you
very
would know that the princess
hard to
is
hit.
definitely a holder of one of the gemstones. So you definitely know that the gemstones within themselves can equip the holder with a magical armor.
Okay. I switch headphones again. I had to change my headphones out again.
Oh, no worries. Happens to me a lot.
Dying. Was I asked a question? Sorry.
I guess it was just if you know about the armor that appears out of nowhere.
Um.
And I had mentioned that that you would have known that Pearl would be a holder of one of the gemstones,
Yeah.
and that would know that definitely that the gemstones are do can equip the holder with magical armor. Which everyone's seen the paladins when they leave. They've got armor that matches, basically the color of the gemstone, and so I mean, for the most part, it's common knowledge.
It may sound underhanded, but I mean, I got pretty invested the last time we sparred with her. It was quite entertaining. I've not had much experience in combat, but what if we snuck the gem off of her before the fight, or during the fight, in a way that isn't as noticeable?
Here's an idea. What if, Logan, you do that switcheroo thing with Doc? Well, I distract her, and you guys can sneak the gem off her.
She'll definitely need to be very distracted, yes.
I mean, punching her is really distracting.
Mm,
Is it though? No.
it is distracting,
it?
but I would say that she's definitely seen her fair share of battles. Something
Jump
that
up
would
and-
jar her senses would probably work really well.
I'll
Dis-
try to hit her in the head. It
uh,
seems that usually jars people's senses pretty good. You hit him in the head. I think June might be onto something here.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, but it's a lot harder in my eyes to hit her in the head.
Probably true. Maybe I jump on her again and I put my hands over her eyes again and I try to hang on like I did last time, although that didn't work very well.
And I wish I was there to witness that.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked real bad.
Helena, there should be links in the there's a video links channel. If you would like, you could go back and rewatch like all of the sessions. If you
Okay.
felt like you wanted
Yes,
to
the
go.
second video, sparring partner.
Yep.
I'll watch that later.
Oh
Yep,
no.
that's it.
Oh, later.
I got a heck of a hit when she was in her armored up form. It was great.
Yeah, that was
Oh
pretty
yeah.
I'll have to watch that after this.
All the sessions are pretty funny.
good. They're pretty good.
Yeah. But
They're-
And that goes for you too, Logan, if you wanted to, see what you missed.
Yeah, I might check that out.
Puts a lot of context into the jokes, like specifically the door joke.
The door.
what
Door.
what if you got in close, June, and we use the close combat aspect of it to tell her about our concerns for our friend Stefan?
Somehow, I think we should come out with that right out the gate, and like maybe not do that in the middle of combat. Because I feel like we're gonna lose the combat either way. Like that much is, she's a badass.
Very true.
We might as well get that out of the way before, because I thought that was the whole point: is less the training and more the letting her know we kind of lied to her. But
Well, I thought it was more about we trust Pearl, and that we have concerns about this information painting a target on Stefan's back.
right.
And we know that Malai likely will oversee, or there would be overseers in the general sense. They're not going to let the princess just be alone with a bunch of, even if we are heroes. I doubt she is truly ever alone. Having this information be given during combat, close combat, we could ensure that only one set of ears hears.
Well, I think let's just see who is there, because I don't think it would be a bad thing if Malai overheard. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing if the king heard. I just wanted to talk about it first with you if we're on the same page of telling them.
Right. I guess that'll be plan A. Should there be unsavory guests, we'll revert to plan B.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, also, we should try and prevent her from drawing her bow again. That was bad.
Where does the gemstone armor like come from? Like are these gems like you said paladins have them?
Yeah, so
Like
the gemstones, there's 5 of them, and basically the lore of the world is there was 5 mystic beings that created Bryn, and each one gave a little, gave themselves to the plant, basically the planet to give it life. Fire, water, wind, dirt, and
yeah.
and when they left, like when the last thing they did, their last gift to this planet was basically man. And when they gave their last gift, they like used up their life force. And when they departed, they left the gemstones was all that was left of them when they left. And basically the gemstones were said to be the governing, to govern all of life and stuff on Bryn. Each one, like the wind gemstone to keep the air clean, the earth gemstone to make sure that the ground stays fertile. The fire gemstone is to make sure heat comes in the summertime. The sun stays in the sky. The mystic gemstone was to keep life, to maintain life and whatnot on the planet. Some years passed. There's really not any information that what happened between the post dragon emergence and the beginning of time. Like there's no Bible, you know what I'm saying? There's no record of between Adam and Eve and the First Testament or the Second Testament or the New Testament. Damn it, I'll get it in a minute. There's no
One of the testaments.
Yeah, there's no Old Testament that that depicts on what happened post or pre Jesus. So so that whatever happened in that time period is basically just speculation from at this point. But the dragons emerged from the gemstones. And really, there's no record or reason why. There is some text saying that man had screwed up and misused the gemstones, and not necessarily out of malice, just like they might have had good intentions, but like the gemstones are supposed to govern the world as a whole. And maybe things like, hey, maybe we can squeeze, help, all of the land, hey, we need try to help the crops be better crops this year, but just they were just basically not necessarily supposed to use it in a selfish means. And then the dragons, the last bit of whatever essence was left of the mystic beings basically became the dragons, and then the gemstones were basically the only power they had left basically was like a base elemental magic. And that's the paladins, the 4 paladins each possess one of the gemstones, and then the princess has one as well.
We met them once. They're like pretentious jerks a little.
We hate them. We hate them.
Do any of them have a problem with the princess and could be convinced to loan out the gem for a
Just
sparring
give it
match?
to us.
Hey, just come with.
Evil this game.
Can
Just
we have your
like,
Power Rangers suits just to
yeah,
surprise her?
yeah, can you imagine the look on her face? It'll be hilarious. You've just gotta.
So funny. And we'll like do all the work for you. You guys can give us the gems. We'll go take care of the prince. We'll do what needs to be done.
Except they're not in town.
Oh, right. Damn it. They're always around, okay? See, this is the thing with paladins. They're always off doing some stupid shit when the real shit goes down with us.
Curse these business trips.
Curse them. They never get anything done. Ever. I mean, we're the ones going to the temples. I'm just pointing it out. We're the ones going to the temples. We're discovering all the important information. Not the paladins. You guys can suck it.
Oh my gosh. So y'all gonna go up to spar with Pearl?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You so.
Sure.
Let's go get our asses beat. Or maybe it'll be slightly better because we're level 4. Only slightly.
I'll sort of like, well, I've got no fucking clue what a celestial blessing is. I'll just keep that to myself.
I mean, it's more like, yeah. I mean, say like, you know, the blessing was like when you woke up that morning, like a. I'm trying to think how to put this.
I had a good dream.
Yeah, a really good dream, and then like a voice basically told you that you know that I would give you my power or give you my blessing upon your shield or like shield or sword, you know, sword or shield. Basically, either your weapon or your armor. You know, offensive or defensive type stuff. But mechanically, you get a +1 to your, either your attack rolls or your defensive rolls.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the thing.
And is that's something that June and Hestus have, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What is Dr. Hestus's first name?
Elder. Or
Elder. Okay.
Hestus is my first name. My last name's Elder.
Oh, so you should be Dr. Elder, right?
I am. That's my father's name.
We just call him Doc. What's up, Doc?
But, yeah, y'all go to the castle, and the guards at the jail said that the princess had said that that y'all would be coming, that to go ahead to the training area, and that she'll be with you directly. So y'all can go to the training grounds.
To the training grounds.
So y'all be like, be there for 30 minutes or whatever before the princess shows up. She comes up the steps.
Okay, Doc, get behind the doorway. Maybe you can sneak up on her and steal the gem in the doorway.
I feel like if it's before the sparring starts, it'll just be seen as theft.
That's true. That's true.
I'll be beheaded.
We don't want that. Or maybe we do.
Why do we?
No, we don't. We don't want that.
Now, do y'all want to have the conversation, or y'all actually want to do the sparring?
I think we want to
Who's
have.
watching?
Yeah.
Who's watching?
Make a perception check.
I would love to.
Can I help him with that?
Mm-hmm.
I look for prying eyes and secret people. 26.
Damn. That's pretty good.
11. I'm so glad that you were the one to do that perception check. What is my perception rules? They're always so bad.
I'd say, the dog. I mean, when y'all got here, you probably, walked the grounds. You're trying to look,
Yeah.
where there's places that someone might be able to hide or anything like that. And then, when the princess shows up, you're kind of like, glancing around. You don't see anybody. It's just the princess and Lauren.
Okay. Wait a second. Guess I was zoomed in. I'm just looking at the pillar now. On the bottom left?
Oh yeah, that's not. It's just. I just found this deal and thought it
Oh
was
my
cool.
god. I thought we were like 400 feet in the air.
No.
Okay.
No, I couldn't find like a training ground that looked cool.
Okay.
So it was just
All good, all good.
yeah. Yeah, y'all aren't actually on a pillar.
So, I guess once we get to the training ground and I've confirmed that we're kind of on our own, I'll go up to the two of them because it seems like they're together.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say, Princess, there was another aspect to our findings that we felt it was prudent to clear some concerns of ours first before being open with it. Before we begin, can we have a moment of your time?
Please, what's on your mind?
When we went to... What was the town that Ren's friend was in?
Was it? It was Or's Rest.
Or's Rest. When Ren was traveling with us, we went to Or's Rest for her friend. There was a journal of theirs we found that spoke of a great wolf on the edges of the forest, and possible talk of investigating it. Well, that friend was found at the edge of the town, mauled by a large animal. Supposedly this said wolf. We went into the forest in search of it, and we indeed found it. It was ginormous, more than an average wolf, but it had supernatural powers similar to the ones we've been seeing involved in this whole mess. It could speak into our minds. It could conjure these ghostly images that would assist it. And we bested it in battle, although it was definitely close. He said it was a guardian of the lands. And there was such rage and bloodthirst. When it ended up falling, it changed into a form of cloak or armor that Stefan has with him. He would sometimes murmur about it speaking to him, or thought he could hear the wolf. And it's definitely had its own personality its own goals and motivations as it spoke. It could be related, but
How much control did this wolf seem to possess? Was it just speaking to him, or did it seem to have control over Stefan?
we saw no signs of it being able to control him. Um, he would freely discuss what it would talk about with us. But in the temple, he definitely did seem distracted. He wasn't content with Syl being protected by us, which is a bit odd. But he helped us with the cultists that were attacking us. But then he made steps toward the portal and froze, and then turned and left. That's what we know. It's not hard to make an accusation of treachery from his actions. And it's not a leap to think that there could be danger should this guardian wolf armor be influencing him. But it's also possible that none of that is true, and we're unsure the stance that would be taken should this be presented formally.
I assume you're worried that if presented formally, that there would be a hunting party established.
Bounty, target, a task via our contract to go and hunt him, in fact.
Albeit a disturbing thought, as long as we don't get word of him causing trouble, I think we have bigger issues at hand.
Very true.
If he becomes a nuisance, I mean, he is also on another continent completely and outside the kingdom, so it would be more
I forgot about that.
their problem than ours. Sorry to say that, but at the same time, if he becomes a problem, then we'd cross that bridge when it gets there.
I don't
But
foresee that being the most likely outcome. Stefan's strong.
as do I. I've spent time with Stefan. I know I've had conversations with Stefan separately from the group, and I feel like he's got a good head on his shoulders. I mean, and she looks back at Lauren and was real delicate with the information and things that he wanted to share from the moon pool that y'all visited in the forest where Lauren and I grew up. And she looks back towards Lauren, and so I don't feel like I feel like that even if this entity that possesses this armor was to try to be what the hell is the word? Like malice, but as an act.
Malicious.
Malicious. There you go. That's the word. Would be tried to be malicious. I don't feel like Stefan would go along with it. I feel like he has a strong mind and a will, so I don't feel like it'd be a problem that we have to worry about at the moment, unless something just going off of what you've said, I don't think be more of something that we'd have to worry about unless something else bigger happens in the future.
I see. Is that satisfactory, June?
Yeah, seems satisfactory to me.
So, with that out of the way, you want to go about this training?
Yes, of course. What sort of light, easy to use weapons would you recommend? I'm fairly partial to these daggers, but
Of course, like she motions towards the training weapons rack that y'all had used before. Like the wooden swords, the wooden daggers, and blunt tip arrows and whatnot.
well, stick to what you know, I guess. And I'll pick up 2 wooden daggers and sort of just weight them.
I'll grab one of the quarterstaffs off the rack. Might as well try something new.
I'm assuming Helena's also sparring.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be included in this, then by all means.
Yeah, I'm down.
And now we can role play all of this out, or we can skip ahead. It's up to y'all.
We do have a baseline of how we did last time.
Right, definitely.
Maybe we. My proposal could be we roll initiative and then have a combat next session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can definitely do that.
And then players get together on how we're gonna break the princess's kneecaps in the most effective way, possible.
So let's discuss this. Should I go in blindfolded because I can?
Then I guess everyone will roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Yay. The great number of a 12.
11.
I got a 23.
Woo!
Wow, you're gonna kick all of our butt.
I don't know about that. I got a nat 20 plus my 3 initiative.
Oh frick.
I feel like this time's the time we're gonna beat the princess, guys.
Heck yeah.
Sure.
This is the big bad evil.
It's the big bad evil is the princess all along.
What'd you get, June?
Oh, a 12.
Logan?
I got a 10.
10.
Man, we're all really close together in initiative. We just have like 120 and then the rest of us are like
Wait.
10, 12.
Wait.
I'll be right back.
Alright. 13. Lauren got a 13. Jesus Christ. 10, 11, 12, 13, 18.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Freaking straight flush. Or, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Poker terms. I play a lot.
And are y'all just, I mean, the sparring, are y'all just, trying to get revenge, or are y'all like looking to improve your
Yeah.
skills?
That's a really good question. Personally, I'd say a little bit of both, but you'd probably be more open for learning. The learning's not going to get in the way of revenge.
Hmm.
Damn it. There we go.
Before we all die, I'd like to say it was nice knowing you all.
She's going to break our kneecaps instead.
Yeah, she's probably gonna break our kneecaps, but like, I'm down for it.
Nah, they're wooden. I think we'll be fine. It's like being hit with a cane. How much damage could a cane possibly do?
Crack your skull open.
Oh, are we good to call it a night?
Well, I'm just waiting on everyone to get back before we called it.
I've been back. I've just been listening.
I think Logan's still out. Oh, we'll catch him up in a second. So it's like Pearl, looks at everyone and says, "Everyone get ready." Y'all come out here to the edge of the circle. She looks over at Lauren. Lauren looks back at her. And you watch as they both they take their hands and they like reach up and they both like touch their forehead.
They both do?
They both do. And,
No.
And as you notice the pearl that's inset in Lauren's, or not Lauren, but Pearl's crown, or her tiara begins to glow, and it's at this point you see in the tiara, like it's like a, now Lauren's tiara, it's like, it looks like it's made out of, it's gold, but it looks like it's made out of like vines and like leaves. But right in the center is a green gem that begins to glow.
So we know it's at the center of the crown. We know what we have to do now, guys. Maybe you can aim at it with your arrows.
Pickpocket plan is out. Plan F.
And F, we skipped 4 plans.
It ruined a lot.
You had a lot of plans going, so
And all
Running-
the
running
5 of
document.
them seem to fail at the same time.
I love the idea. I love the idea of Doc making 4 different plans and none of them varied where the gem was.
Well, like,
It's clearly going to be in the pocket on her dress, guys. Like every dress has pockets. Where else would it be?
I mean, yeah.
Every Jason. Oh man.
but I mean,
I-
it's always. I mean, y'all would have known, that it was always in her crown. Because like even the last time y'all sparred with her, y'all tried knocking her helmet off, and after doing some perception checks, realized that it wasn't in her helmet when her armor was on. It was actually in her chest.
Oof.
I'll just put this in text channels for right now. Maybe. So this is my idea of what I think about every time y'all make plans.
Wait a minute.
It's in the trying to see which Midgard text channel.
Yeah, that's kind of just what happened.
Game room? Is it game room? No.
It's in the Midgard one.
Yeah.
Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off
Look,
the rails.
Plans
That
are
sounds about
useless. Planning is essential.
Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
But yeah, this is
Alright.
what y'all are up against next session.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. Alright.
Okay.
You guys have a good night.
You do too.
Later.
Bye.
Later.
Have a good night, everybody.